For some odd reason, it feels like it's been 1,000 years since the last clan event, and now that I'm finally free from the grind ranked, or rather from the ranked grind. Sorry, I've been working on videos this entire day, and I think it's starting to get to me. Now that I'm done with the rank grind, I can take a look at other stuff, including some stuff from the clan event. So yes, I'm going to clear all the backlog that I have for the clan events. You know, there's like Nectar still to do, more Kumo still to do, and now potentially Megacolony if I pull the right stuff for it. So welcome folks, today we're going to take a look at the new Megacolony event for Vanguard 0 that just came out, and so this has some pretty good support, I want to say. Let's look at the new cards as always. You know, the first thing we always do is look at the new cards first, and then we take a look at quickly at the story, but I think I'll skip through it this time around again, and then we're going to also do the very hard fight, and then also roll the gacha as usual, so you can watch whichever segment you want to see. But first, let's take a look at the cards. So Megacolony is right over here, and honestly this wave of support was pretty damn good. So we have a new starter, which is the Machining Little B. It's a forerunner, and you can put it into the soul to stand one of your resting machining rear guards and draw one card. For that turn, give that unit plus 3k power. Then in the drop zone, you can actually Soul Blast 2 to put this back into your soul. This isn't too bad because machining is basically call stuff out of the soul, so you can basically filter out your soul, I guess, with like other cards you don't want, only to then be able to essentially use this again and draw more cards and restand some of your other resting rear guards. So that's pretty damn good. So it's a really good start. I like the starter quite a lot. Then we have a new grade 1, which is a 10k attacker if you have a machining Vanguard. So pretty good support already. Rear guards are when placed. If all of your opponent's units are rested, you may discard one to draw one. So this is again in line with the more recent support that every clan has gotten. Vanguard rearguard circle when placed. Choose one of your opponent's grade 0 rearguards and paralyze it. So this is some starter hate. These cards are pretty good. When it boosts a machining Vanguard, if all of your opponent's units are resting, then you can soul charge 2, which is pretty good resources for machining as we've seen so far. And then finally, when this unit boosts a machining and the attack hits a Vanguard, you can choose one opponent's rear guards and paralyze it. So for no cost, it's a 6k unit, but that's actually not too bad for 0. I'm honestly pretty impressed so far. This is my first time looking at a lot of these cards, so I'm actually very impressed with what I'm seeing. And I can actually craft some of this stuff because I got pretty lucky in the last clan event. And I even have SPs I can kill. Ooh, we might actually have ourselves something good this time around. All right. Let's look at the grade 2s. When the attack hits, count must 1 to choose an opponent's rear guard and paralyze it. So this can actually hit anything, even rear guards, which is pretty cool. So that means that you can actually theoretically hit a rear to then paralyze another rear, which is nice, I guess. You can paralyze the back row. You can really paralyze intercepts. Then rear guard circle when placed, choose an opponent's rear guard and paralyze it. Just like that. On place paralyzed, that's also pretty good, you know, in the light of 0. I should also start getting into the habit of putting my mic a bit further away from me, because I realized when I'm rewatching my own like stuff while editing is that it sometimes like pops a little bit, even though I have all the filters to not make it do that. 12k attacker for machinings as well, as we saw 10k attacker earlier. Now the grade 3s. This grade 3 has a pretty interesting story where I think it was like a fan drawing. It was like a drawing by a kid that submitted it for like a art contest, for like a Vanguard like fan art contest, and he won, and it got turned into a real card. So this card says limerick 4 Vanguard circle, count must 2. For that turn, gain 10k, and then choose an opponent's rear guard and paralyze it. And then Vanguard circle when placed, rest all grade 1 or lower rear guards, including your own. So that's a pretty interesting card. It's not that great, but it's a cute thing. There's a cute story behind it, so I personally like it just for that. There's the break right Cycloma Tooth. This card is actually really good. When you break right for that turn, your Vanguard is plus 10k, and then you paralyze all of your opponent's units, including their Vanguard. So what this means is that their Vanguard does not stand during the next stand phase. And then it says, at the beginning of your opponent's next ride phase, your opponent must discard 1. If they do not discard 1, then during that ride phase, they cannot normal ride. So basically gives a Zambaku effect to them as well, which is pretty nice because you're paralyzing the Vanguard, which means that you're already making it so that it's not standing during the stand and draw, and then they can't re-ride unless they discard 1, which can be pretty punishing. So I think this card is pretty good. This also gets plus 3k if you have if your opponents, all of your opponent's units are rested, which is, you know, pretty easy condition to fulfill, I would say. Then the grade 3s. First we have the Machining Spark Hercules. Then break once per turn Vanguard circle if all of your opponent's units are resting, count must 2. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and paralyze it. For that turn, this unit gains plus 10k and a crit. Compared to everything else we've seen so far, this is a little bit disappointing. CB2 for basically like 10k and a crit, because you have a lot of other like paralyzing units. You have a rear guard that paralyzes for free. Like, do you really need to be paying count must 2 for 10k in power now? Like, I don't know, man. It seems a bit weird. Then Vanguard circle once per turn, Soul Blast 1, rest all of your opponent's rear guards, so this forces them into being rested, and for that turn this unit gains plus 2000 power, and then you choose a machining from your soul and call it as rest. So this seems like a new skill. I don't remember this being in the TCG. I'm not that well versed in Megacolony, I'm gonna be honest here, but Seems pretty good. And then when this unit... Ooh, and also this unit makes it so that when he attacks on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle, all of your opponent's paralyzed rearguards lose intercept against his battles. So basically, if you paralyze their front row and you attack with the Spark Hercules, they basically, the intercept doesn't work there. So that makes it pretty good. I think the second and the third skill make it pretty nice. The first skill, the Counterblast 2, seems a little bit heavy. I think it's just a little bit like too much in my opinion. The Break Ride doesn't need Counterblast at least, so that's kind of good. But I can't remember if this deck has Countercharge or not. I don't think it does. Yeah, I don't remember this deck having Countercharge. So it's pretty interesting. And then the final triple rare is the Machining Warsicle. It's like Warsicle, yeah. Limerick 4, when it attacks the Vanguard Counterblast 2, paralyze your opponent's Vanguard. That's pretty good for Counterblast 2, I like that. And then at the beginning of your opponent's right phase, your opponent must discard 1. If they do not, then during their right phase, they cannot normal ride. So I think if you like break ride from the Cyclomatooth into this, you give them that skill twice, that they have to discard 2 or they cannot ride, which is pretty big. Also, when you ride him, Counterblast 1 and call 2 machinings from your soul as rest. So that's like literally an upgrade to the Stack Beetle. And then when this unit attacks and your opponent's rearguard is paralyzed, it cannot intercept. So this attacks through the paralyzed intercepting rearguards, which is really nice. So I think having those effects on the grade 3s, I think this one is actually better. This, like, Counterblast feels like it does more for Counterblast 2, but Counterblast 2 is still really big, especially when you want to be Counterblasting 1 for that second skill to call 2 things when you can like restand them later on too. So I think it's overall like a really strong wave of support for Megacolony. I would like to build it. I would like to play with this, so we're going to see if the Gacha Lady Luck actually supports us in that statement or not. Also, no new PGs. They're still playing with the old one, which is interesting. They didn't just make a new one for it, but it is what it is. All right, let's look through the event. I mean, basically skip through the text because especially in this one, I'm not that bothered. Apologies, but for most of you, you're gonna have to wait and see what it is once it actually comes to global, or if you want to just read through it when it's now on NJP, you can do that as well. But personally, there are events where I'm interested. There are some where I'm not so much. All right, so he's saying it's his time for revenge, to face with his rival Soryu Leon and his Aquaforce. Oh dear. I think this takes place somewhere in the middle of the Link Joker anime once again, so they try to fit these into somewhere into the anime story. So he's talking about his rivalry with Leon and stuff like that, and like the greatness of his Megacolony, and he has little brothers in here as well. So wow, big brother, you're so cool. Oh my god. Oh, this was what? Isn't this in the middle of like the Glendios thing? They're just like walking up to this in the middle of the Glendios story. Wow. Oh, they're going to a hotel. It's like, oh, there's people in front of a hotel. Oh wait, isn't that the whole... Oh, it's like a bunch of reverse squad. Oh, the whole mirror scene is happening in the middle of this, and they're just gonna be like watching from the side. Oh my god. Yeah, they're trying to like... It's not that they're like retconning the story, but they're just like adding like a what if scenario. Apparently this is all like what if scenarios is what the old producer said, that's being added to the story, which lets them explore things that are happening in the midst of the anime. So that's kind of nice. Alright, so yeah, this is stuff we've already seen from the anime as well. It's pretty interesting. Alright, so he's gonna help them take on the reverse fighters, I guess. Stand up, Vanguard! Alright. So that's gonna be it. That's the story. Nothing, or there's nothing. I really skipped through this. I didn't really care too much. I apologize if you did want to see more of it, but it is what it is. Alright, anyway, as usual, I'm gonna do my thing and just go through the entire, you know, all the fights, and then we're gonna get to the very hard, and then actually do that fight so you guys can see the new cards in play, and then we're gonna open some packs, so stay tuned and we'll be right there. Alright, we did it. We got there. Now it's time for the very hard. So, as I usually do with these clan events, I tend to preview something that I haven't done a deck and fight on yet, and I'm still working on the... I mean, because it took these 2 weeks to just grind, I now know like the new decks pretty well, except for this Daikaiser deck that like came up on... This one came up on ladder pretty often, but then like it was always like a different version, so I kind of like learned from the different builds and then kind of decide on which one I should build on my own. So yeah, here we go. Alright, so we're going first. I was watching like... Oh wait, it's auto! No! My mulligan! Okay. Ooh. And this is terrible. Look how badly this mulliganed. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I can't believe I clicked on auto by accident. My bad. Alright, machining Lotus? Locust? Locust. Yeah, Locust. That's what the bug is. These goddamn bugs, man. Alright. Top deck? Nope. Okay. In that case, we just write this, and then we're gonna try to dig into the deck with Die Brave. Go Die Brave. Give me a draw. Give me card draw. Give it to me like you mean it. Alright, that's another card draw. Good. And I'll draw into an actual Die Kaiser. Please. Gibe. Gibe Die Kaiser. I could maybe rewrite. There is a dimension, there is a world line in which I rewrite just to use Kaisar to write again. It's not actually that bad. So let's see how much he pushes me here. I don't think he'll push me that much. Maybe by 2. I guess by 2. Don't do more. Thank you. Nice. All right. Cool. Yeah. Going up to 3 is fine. And if I don't... Yeah, I'm going to rewrite this. Yes, I'm fine with that. Or rewrite Kaisar. Normally I wouldn't do this. Normally my mulligan would have been excellent. Exquisite. But at least we can here do this. Alright, perfect. We get the extra little bit of power, doesn't really matter. Let's see if we can roll into 12k attackers here. Nope, that's not it. And again, that's more like it. Just roll twice and see what happens. Alright, so now we can just swing. Later on, we either break right normally or we just go Yusha into Great Deck Kaiser, whichever one works, to be honest. And I usually like don't use the Retire Grade 2 until much later, the one in my soul, this one. So we usually use this with like a Laurel or something. I only have space for 1 Laurel in his deck though, which is a little bit unfortunate. Alright, so he rides. Does this do anything on ride? No, Soul Blast 1 to rest all my rear guards and paralyze the rear guard. Oh no, call him machining. Oh, okay. Interesting. So he's not really going for anything, which is interesting. Very interesting. Alright. Top deck Great Deck Kaiser. Ooh, Shadow Kaiser. That works too. Alright, y'all can see the beautiful animation. Let me bump up the audio here. Very cool, very cool. Thank you, Kote, for doing a good job as always. Based, as the kids say. Based. I cannot use, or rather should not use. No, I can use a bit of Cannon Blast, but only a little bit. So I can power up this other column, basically, and then I'll countercharge from attacking. We don't use this one though. Yeah, so what we do here is we swing with this. Yeah, we swing with this. Then we swing with this to put him to 4. And then we swing with the Great Deck Kaiser to countercharge first, and then to counterblast 2 to get the extra draw. And the extra drive check. So, Zenito Breaker! Alright, here's the animation. My boy. We draw a non-grade 3, very cool. Now we just need to check a grade 3 and we're good. Never mind. Never mind, it still worked out. You didn't have a PG. That's great. Perfect. That's all you really need. And alright, well, that worked out just fine. That might have just been the fastest game I've shown ever. I think that ended as fast as it started. I blinked and it ended. That was pretty damn quick. Alright, but that's good because we can get that out the way and get into the pack. So I already cleared my hard tries, you know, all my attempts with the free stuff that I have. Now we can actually go through and open some packs. I have a good 13 packs, very nice. Let me just clear whatever it's trying to give me here. Alright, give me free stuff. Yes, yes. Give me glasses. I will take glasses with great delight. I will definitely appreciate glasses. Ooh, 10 triple materials. That's nice. Alright. A free double rare. That's cool. Give me more, please. That'd be great. Alright, so that's nice. And let's get going. So, we will open the new one because I already have everything from the old one. Let's open 3 first and we'll open another 10. So, kind of the usual thing we do. Alright, feed me triple rares. Just num num num. Triple rare galore, please. I will cheers to that. Oh. Alright, a conversion. A conversion is all I asked for. That's a 12k attacker. I take that. Okay, another 12k attacker. That's okay. I need the grade 2 that paralyzes. That card seems pretty good. That card generally seems pretty good. Hey, Cyclomatooth. It's a good thing that the break rate is a double rare. That is actually really nice. Like, we can maybe, like, worst case, if I don't pull anything outside of the, in terms of, like, the triple rares, we can at least, like, play that, like, play the break rate with something from the old support, and just, like, do a deck and fight on that. So, that can definitely work. Alright, 10 packs. Cheers, y'all. All the best. Conversion, please. Okay, that's the grade 2 that paralyzes. I'll take that. Please, at least one conversion, or give me, like, all the Cyclomatooths. Damn, I really want to play with the stuff in this one, because it really feels quite, like, legit from people's... Oh, that's an SP. I'll take that. Doesn't look super fancy, but looks okay. So worst case is materials. Worst case, it's gonna be materials later. Alright, we're 5 in. Give me the materials. Please? No? Oh. I can smell the conversion. It's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. I can feel it. I can taste it. It's coming. 2 more packs. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. £1 triple rare. That makes no sense. Oh! Okay, double rare. And conversion. Nope, never mind. Alright, it'll happen later on. Surely it'll happen later on. We got some doubles, I guess. We got the butterfly. That's like a robot butterfly. This SP looks nice. Actually, in hindsight, I do like that. That is quite good. Anyway, that's basically it for this video. A quick look at the new Megacolony clan event and all the cards in it. If my pulls are good, I'll probably do a deck and fight. If not, then probably not. That's usually the rule set with these. That's kind of how I go. But I did pull basically everything for Neonectar and for Morkumo earlier, so I will cover those very soon for you guys as well. But anyway, thank you very much for watching today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.